How's it going, folks? wdrumz here. We are back doing some more Destiny 2 content. So I'm really excited, folks, because last year when the Solstice came out the first time, I was able to put up some really great content on my channel showing how to get certain elemental orbs to drop because nobody had a clue. So I had a buddy mention to me about this interesting Scion trick. So that's what we're going to go over today. So we're going to get right to the point. So you need to go to the EAZ, which is located in the tower next to the statue on the right. So you load into that, and then what you're going to do is you need to make sure that when you drop down that it is a Cabal event. If it's Fallen or Hive, you want to get out of there, okay? So that is the first step. So once you see that you have Cabal in your event, you are not necessarily home free yet, folks. So what's going to happen is you have to kill all the mini bosses first, as you have to do in every EAZ. Now, what's crucial about this is once you kill the final mini boss, if you do not get three big bosses to spawn, they look like giant Iron Man bots. If you don't have those spawning at the event, you have to either complete the event and then just go back to orbit, or I would just leave and go to orbit. Make sure you have a fire team that you're doing this with, so that way you're not being disrespectful and wasting other people's time and energy that are blueberries, as we call them in this community. That's very important. So the reason why that is so important, why you want to be in communication with your team, is because you are going to kill 2 out of the 3 humongous Cabal bosses. That's right, 2 out of 3. Reasoning being is because my buddy showed me this, that when you kill 2 of them, what happens is they send this little Scion, technically he's a mini boss, but he does have a full bar of health. They summon this Scion out of the sky in the ship, and he comes down to protect the last guy, so to speak, because he's hurting, kind of thing. So you want to leave the last guy alive. Preferably, you want to leave the last one alive down kind of on the ground, like below the steps, because you don't want him coming back in your grill constantly in your face and attacking you, and you'll see why that's kind of important in a second. So the reason why this Scion is so crucial is because when you kill him, he is considered a boss, and you need 100 EAZ bosses, because Bungie didn't really think that one through, because you're gonna have a lot of people just shooting bullets on the bosses and then running to the next one and the next one, because all you gotta do is get a hit on the guy. It's a lot like a public event, so it's not very fair if you're in a group and then you have a couple blueberries that haven't a clue, or they do have a clue and they cheat you out of the bosses. So make sure you're all in unison with that, like I stated earlier. So the Scion drops from the ship. You as a team need to each put at least 1 bullet in the dude, so that way it counts for everybody, because this is a team effort. This isn't a selfish every man for himself kind of thing. And make sure you are communicating with your team about when you're going to kill them and things like that. If you have the 1K voices from the last Wish raid, it literally shots them, like literally. I mean, it was on solar days, so maybe it doesn't on others, but it did for me over and over when 2 of my teammates left after they got what they wanted. I know, typical D2 community. But yeah, that's really important to know, because once you down them, what's going to happen is it takes usually, I don't really know 100%, but it's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. They're going to spawn another one. And what you're going to be looking for is on the bottom, I think it's the bottom left or right of your screen. It'll tell you about a Scion coming down. That is your key to kill the boss and just rinse and repeat. And by doing that, it's going to count for each individual boss kill. And you milk this for about an hour or so and you'll get it. Like, I think in an hour I had 60 something, so maybe an hour and a half. But it's a lot less tedious in all, because think about it. You don't have to deal with load time, especially if you're on console. You don't have to deal with having to go all the way through all the mini bosses to get to the big guys. You don't have to go through all the RNG of hoping to God you get a Cabal one, and then a Cabal one with 3 main bosses that are the Iron Man looking guys. So there's a lot of variables that go into this that can make this very tedious. So once you get it, you want to hold on to it for dear life, in my opinion. Now, one other great tip I found when completing this is that if you notice in the footage, I'm on this like metal rusty balcony thing. I highly recommend you do it with your teammates on there, because you're away from the dogs, you're away from the brawlers, or the colossus, whatever you call them. I can't remember the terminologies. And you just wait for the Scion. You just sit there. And most likely, as long as the boss is down near the stairs like I told you he should be, you're golden. And then you can just unload on the Scion and just do it over and over and over until you complete it. So, but that is pretty much it for this guide. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. I would love to hear your feedback with this. Thought it was a great trick. I did not come up with this. I heard it from a friend and then I read somewhere on Reddit about it. Had to try it out. Had to make a guide because I just wanted to be as thorough as I could for you guys and help you out to make this as stressless as possible, because I think we all know this EAZ thing is ridiculous, and I hope Bungie just change it. So that's pretty much it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy my content, I do have a Patreon account. I will leave the link down below in the description if you would like to donate and become a member for my efforts. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and have yourselves a wonderful rest of your days, Guardians, and I'll see you in Shadowkeep. Peace!